And she's like, la, 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 la.
Yeah. Hey, Maniacs.
Hey, Mystery Maniacs. Mystery Maniacs is a recap podcast dedicated to mystery TV. Each week, we dig into an episode of the show, including the murders, the mayhem, the loonies, and everything else we love.
This week, Season 10, Episode 4 of the Brokenwood Mysteries, Love You to Death.
I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
This is our 301st podcast, including all the minis and everything. How many podcasts do you think get to that level?
10%.
1.4%.
Shabam.
Shabamo.
You know, it's been fun every time.
It has been fun every time. Thank you all for sticking with us.
Even when we have to randomly take 2 weeks off here and there.
It's weird because after the late winter and early spring that we've had, I'm about to announce to you that we're now entering the busy season.
No. You know, if somebody out there has a drinking game, whenever Mark and Sarah say they're busy, they're drunk all the time.
They're very drunk.
Doesn't matter.
All the time.
Before we get started,
yes,
a couple new shows have come out.
Yes. First of all, the big announcement was that Brokenwood Mysteries would be dropping on Acorn starting the 6th of April.
So we'll be doing mini episodes in April for those new episodes of Brokenwood.
So first episode, they're out there all right. That's an alien
It's
episode.
gotta be aliens.
It's got to be aliens. Episode number 2, Angels and Demons. I like this.
Yep.
Number 3, Midnight in the Garden.
Oh.
Which is obviously a reference to Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Number 4, No Return Ticket. Could we get a train episode?
It's got to be.
Number 5, Death Has 4 Strings. What has 4 strings? Basses have 4 strings. Cellos have 4 strings.
It's definitely got to be musical.
Musical. And then finally, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. It's cut off here. I would think that they would change that slightly. They tend to do that, but there's a diamond episode.
So is it cut off because of spacing on the announcement?
Yes, on what I got here.
So you don't think that it actually is
No.
You think it's friend?
Yes.
But it could be something else.
Could be something else.
I can't think of any other words that start with FRE right now.
I don't know. April 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th, May 4th.
Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Fright? Freight?
No, there's an E. It's FRIE. Maybe freight. May 11th.
Isn't that EI?
Yes.
Yeah.
May 11th, 2026. 6 episodes.
Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Fried?
Fried. It's fried. It is.
Fries.
Clearly. Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Fries.
Sorry, you're talking. My brain's working.
Now, when I posted this, people wondered if we would finish season 10 and 11 before doing this, that you're new to us. Okay. What happens is we will continue on finishing season 10 and 11. We have 8 more episodes to go, right?
Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Fried Rice.
Yes, that's it. But during the week where these drop, if we're able to, we will do, because we're going to watch these, right?
We do normal episodes and the minis is what he's trying to say.
We do minis right now. We're not going to do full episodes till we get to them in the order.
Yeah.
Right. But the minis are how to watch it like a maniac, right? So it is a way for you to get a window into our craziness. And we usually have 5 or 6 questions of things that we noticed that maybe
so you can watch like a maniac.
Sort of like, didn't you think it was weird that the diamonds were stored in fried rice?
More like, what kind of dish were the diamonds hidden in? Fried rice. You know the answer if you watch like a maniac.
Yes. Season 2s of 2 shows have also dropped. First of all, Deadlock, which is, wow. So if you haven't watched Deadlock season 1, first of all, watch Deadlock season 1.
Yeah, or season 2 won't make any sense.
I totally agree with the woman on the Brokenwood subreddit who said, I started Deadlock and after 30 minutes, my husband and I turned it off. It wasn't for us. If it's not for you, you will know right away. It is incredibly fast talking Australian foul-mouthed lesbians who are also cops. It does an amazing job.
And it has a bit of northern exposure to it because the place that they live is so wacky.
It does a great job of mixing comedy and detective and does both really well.
And good guys win in the end.
And you will learn swear words.
Or at least
swear idioms. Kate Box and Madeline Sammy are the leads of this, and they are fantastic.
They're really
I don't know how they it is the Letterkenny of Australian detective shows.
Yeah, it is. You're right. If you've ever seen Letterkenny, a lot of people won't get that joke, but that's it. If you get it, you get it. The other show that's come out with a second season is called Last One Laughing, and it is not a mystery show. It's a game show.
It's a reality show.
Yeah, where a dozen comedians get closed in a room for 6 hours and they cannot laugh.
They can't even smile.
No. And yet that's all they try to do is just snipe at each other with their comedy and try to get each other to crack up.
A brilliant idea. First of all, they get like 12 episodes out of this.
Yeah. They film it in a day.
A 1 day's work. Jimmy Carr is the host. It has fantastic people on it, right?
They're great.
Bob
British
Mortimer won the first season.
Yeah.
With domination.
Yeah. He was so funny.
The things that Bob did to make other people laugh have you crying.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're allowed to laugh.
Yeah. It's very funny.
Yes.
It's called Last One Laughing. It's on Prime. Check it out.
People who are on it this year are David Mitchell, Maisie, just amazing people.
If you've ever watched British Taskmaster, you'll recognize a lot of these people.
Yes.
A lot of them have been on Taskmaster.
Yes. I don't think they have Greg on this show because he might be Greg Davis from Taskmaster because he might be physically imposing.
Yeah, he's awfully big.
He's a very big guy, and it's not a big room.
No, take up too much space.
He would take up too much space.
But it's really funny. So if you just want to laugh, it's like 30 minutes of stand-up comedy almost. But they're vicious to each other, and they try to crack each other up.
And if you've ever tried to crack your friend up, you will get lots of things here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you get to see comedians stand up and walk away.
Run away from each other so they don't laugh. All right, let's talk Love You to Death.
Okay. This is originally aired on the 20th of May, 2024, which is like 5 minutes ago. Katie Wolf and Tim Baum. Katie Wolf directed, Tim Baum wrote this. This is the exact opposite of what we said the other episode in this season was, where there was good detective story, but they didn't use the whimsy. This has lots of whimsy and a good detective story. And I think it's because Tim Baum knows these people.
Yeah. Lots of recurring characters.
The fact that Frodo has a unicycle is a tiny bit of this episode. And it's just
but we never see him on it. I was disappointed that we never see him on it.
Brilliant piece of work.
So as a reminder, we're a spoiler podcast. We are going to spoil it. We're going to talk right away about who the killer is and all that. So if you've not watched it, stop right now. Go away, watch it, come back.
It's 2 years ago. Like, go watch it, man.
I have two theories about this that I will refer to as we discuss this episode.
Yes.
Number one, if Laura had a job, she wouldn't be dead.
Yes.
And two, the moon made her do it.
The moon is the evil in this episode.
Yep.
Clearly, it is referenced in the right
I will
one.
provide evidence for these two theories as we go along.
We will also be visiting, when we talk about the moon, we'll also later on be visiting Mark's Esoteric Music Corner.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. We have a lot of corners, don't we?
We do have a lot of corners.
We must have a podcast in like an octagonal room. Lots of corners. So we've got Charles Wadsworth, the former rich guy whose grandmother was so weird in the big house.
His mom, his dad, his grandmother, it was all
sister.
So the way it goes, if you're following, is there's the episode about the clue game that goes wrong. That's at the Wadsworth house.
But they're not there.
They're away. Then they come back and they have a big party. And at the party, somebody dies.
Yep.
And that party is when we find out that Jules and Charles are engaged.
Yes.
But they've had the wedding now. And Charles, not content with being a rich guy.
I don't think he got all the money.
I don't think so.
So now he's a real estate broker.
He's a property
broker.
He's attempting to be a property broker.
Yeah. If his wife wasn't absolutely Looney Tunes, he might have a chance.
I don't think she's Looney Tunes. I think she's
What?
horrible.
What?
Okay, I don't think she's crazy. I think she's horrible.
You don't think Jules?
Wait. Oh, I get all confused.
I was like, wait a minute. You don't think Jules is crazy?
Jules is nutsy bobo. Okay, Jules
needs an I love myself jacket. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I got confused.
Okay. Laura
Yes.
Lyman, the victim,
Yes.
is not crazy.
She's not crazy.
She's just horrible.
She's just horrible.
Horrible.
Yes.
And if she had a job, she'd actually learn because other people would tell her,
Yes.
you're horrible.
Yes.
And maybe she'd change, but she doesn't.
By the way, the children don't have jobs yet.
So she just inflicts it on her family.
Yes. So they find poor Laura head in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, there's a note in my notes that says MC Shepard. Is there a wiki reference or?
Yeah, because he says something that rhymes.
Oh, that's right.
And Chalmers says,
calls him MC Shepard.
makes a joke about Mike being a rapper while standing over a dead body. Inappropriate.
Yeah,
Chalmers.
that's
The
inappropriate.
death is too new to be making jokes about it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, not for us, but for them.
Boy, they have a lot of ovens.
4.
4.
1 propane, 1 steam, and
Yep.
2 convection.
Yes.
Do you like that house?
The problem I have with that house is a couple of things. One,
The problem is a couple things.
yes.
Okay.
The problems are a couple of things. First of all, when we get the money, like beyond the YouTube money that we already get.
Oh, okay.
When we get the money.
When your stripper career really takes off.
When the stripper career takes off. When I sell billions of novels, right? When I walk out of the house, I would like to walk directly to the outdoor pool and jump in the pool.
Dump in the
Not
pool.
jump in the pool.
Don't do that in our pool.
Jump in the pool.
You don't want a clear acrylic fence around it? That's
Now,
for safety.
I realize we can't have dogs and the safety and all that sort of thing. Kids and
raccoons and
I realize
kangaroos.
all of that.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. And I don't like how many pillows and cushions are outside.
Okay, that's not part of the house.
Yes,
that's
it
somebody
is.
else's furnishings.
Okay.
So those go away when they move out. What I don't like is why is the front door so dang massive?
The door is Lord of the Rings door.
It's like 3 stories high.
It is 3 stories
Did
high.
a giant live there?
It takes 4 people to open the door.
It's huge.
You have to do special dwarven runes to get the door open.
It's the kind of door that needs a regular sized door in it,
Yeah, exactly.
like a castle gate.
Do they think somebody's coming to get them? I just couldn't believe how big that door was.
The people who live there now, who are selling the house, like to ride on each other's shoulders and go through doors.
Okay.
So they need great big doors.
Charles is a
They're
fit
stilts,
guy.
people.
He's thin. He's not as thin as Jules, but he's thin. But I thought maybe if the wind caught it, that door would
Kill
not
him?
open for him.
Slam shut on him and kill him.
Boy, that's a big door.
That's a special occasion door,
Yeah.
not an everyday door.
Okay,
We're going on about this
you go
now.
through all the traffic to get home from your law office.
Truth is,
in-
you park
in
your car in the
Brokenwood.
garage and come in through that way.
Yeah, because
Where there's probably a portcullis or something.
after a portcullis.
No, a portcullis.
Is it made out of pork?
No, it's
like
one of those
sausages.
One of those big gates with the spikes at the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
And you have to open that to get in through the kitchen.
Okay,
Or you have to climb through an oven. Don't turn the knob.
no,
Of course, we immediately get the Sylvia Plath jokes
yes.
because Laura's head was in the oven.
Now we're not going to go into Sylvia Plath because it's all sad and all depressing.
No, none of that.
It's a great poet.
If you want to know more about
Yeah.
it, you got the Googles.
Yeah.
But Gina brings up something really important.
Yes, she does.
She compares Sylvia Plath to Svelana Plotze.
Oh, the author of the Ding Dong Box.
Yes.
Ah.
Not the bell jar, the ding dong box.
The Ding Dong Box.
A Russian poet who took her own life in the 1960s.
Yes.
So she is a Russian Cold War poet.
Yes.
Behind the Iron Curtain.
I remember hearing about her when I was in Russia. We saw the statue.
You might think that Svelana Plotze is not a real person.
No.
And if you Google her, the internet will probably tell you that she's not a real person.
They're wrong. The internet is wrong.
They're wrong because I happen to have her one remaining poem.
Sarah has it. It's typed on old, yellowed paper.
It's communist paper.
It's communist paper on a communist
Slipped
typewriter.
out from behind the Iron Curtain by one brave soul who knew that Svelana Plotze's work must live on. Would you like to hear part of it?
I would love to hear part of it. What is the name of this opus?
It is called The Concrete Matryoshka.
The Concrete Matryoshka.
Do you know what a Matryoshka is?
No.
It's a Russian nesting doll.
Okay, yes, Russian nesting.
But this one is concrete.
The Concrete.
This is a 5-stanza poem. I will read you but 2 for now.
Okay.
I want to...
Now, I've never heard this.
I want to sprinkle it throughout
this.
the episode because if you heard all of it at once, the majesty of it would be more than you could handle.
And of course, we will put this with all literary citations in the
show notes.
Show notes. Because my show notes have citations.
Yes. Okay. Now you have to remember Svelana Plotze living behind the Iron Curtain during the Cold War in Russia.
Yes.
In the 60s. The Concrete Matryoshka. The radiator is a ribcage, rusted and dry. It clanks a rhythm for the Politburo ghosts. I have eaten the rationed plum. It tasted of iron and salt. Outside the sky is the color of a wet wool coat, drying against the Siberian wind. I am a nesting doll of grievances. Crack me open, there is a smaller, sadder girl. Crack her, there is a turnip, white and blind. Crack the turnip, there is only the secret police, taking notes on the way I exhale.
It's like, now, okay, I know many of you.
Did you get the William Carlos Williams reference there?
The plums.
Yes.
Many of you listeners, if you've been listening for a long time, know that in the 80s, I went to the Soviet Union for a high school trip.
Safe. Totally safe.
During Chernobyl.
Totally safe.
Totally safe. It really reminded me of seeing Cold War.
Was the sky the color of a wet wool coat when you were there?
It was. Every single day I looked up and I said, wet wool coat.
Did the secret police hide in a turnip?
No.
That you know of?
That I know of.
I'll read some more
we did eat
later.
We did eat lots of beet soup.
Beets. Borscht.
Yes.
We'll get to more later. I'm sorry that I can't read it in Gina's accent. I wish I could. That would really do Svelana Plotze.
Yes.
The honor that she deserves.
Yes.
But I can't do that.
Okay. I think that's understandable. Okay.
So the lady who's dead is the wife of the dentist.
Yes.
Sonny Lyman.
What is that thing on his face?
A mole.
No,
Were you gonna
it's
pick
a
on him
bump.
For that? He can't help that.
Okay, he can't help it, but everyone in this episode is like dripping with love for him.
It's repressed shame.
Okay.
From every time Laura speaks.
Okay. Do you think he's attractive?
I don't think he's unattractive. He's not my type, but he's not ugly.
Every single time.
When we first see him, his hair is brushed down on his forehead and it looks like Vulcan bangs.
Yeah, it does.
It's very unattractive.
No.
But then for the rest of the episode, it's away and he's much better.
And I want to reach out and just
touch it.
That thing on
like
his
in
face.
the Austin Powers movie where he goes moly moly moly.
Yeah.
That lady has the big hairy mole on her face like that.
I kind of want to do that. And he's a dentist. He has a wife who is dead. He has a daughter named Eva, and he has a practice.
What is up with Eva's style?
Okay.
What era is she from?
Eva has many, many problems, none of which involve the ability to play guitar.
But she dresses like a 1950s Bobby Soxer or something.
She does.
Or like somebody training to be a nun.
And I don't know. Is it weird to you that there were scenes in her bedroom with her parents?
That her parents were in her room?
Yeah.
No, but it was weird that she was wearing a nightgown that my grandma would have liked.
Yeah. The whole bedroom.
She's an old lady in a 17-year-old's body or something.
She's a young fogey.
Yeah.
We're familiar with this because we have a young fogey.
We do.
Tegan is 24 going on 2094.
94.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's her thing.
That's her thing.
There's also a PA in the office named Harper, who we've seen before. She was run with the carnival with the Odes before.
With the Odes before.
Good for her getting away from them.
She has the unfortunate Lisa. Lisa is unfortunate because Lisa appears in this episode. Lisa is mentioned in this episode, but Lisa does not speak in this episode.
Who's Lisa?
The dental assistant who is away.
Away. That's right.
So she, either got cut or something happened there because she appears in the flashbacks,
but has a face mask on.
But then is like gone.
Yeah.
Disappeared. And she doesn't speak. So I think there was probably scenes with Lisa that just got cut for time or something.
They realized it was unrealistic for him not to have a dental assistant, but she had no purpose of being there.
Yeah.
So they had to say, he does have one.
But she's away.
He doesn't do everything by himself like Gina does. She does her own dental work.
Yes. As a recipient.
She says you need a mirror, something, and high-speed rail.
High-speed drill.
High-speed drill.
The subtitles are wrong.
I thought she said high-speed rail.
I went over it a couple of times.
Not even when you have a loose tooth would you use high-speed rail.
No.
I think she's pulling Kristen's chain when she
I think she is too.
Flexibility or something.
Something.
Says like a mirror.
Yeah.
No, a tongue that stays out of the way. A dexterous tongue and a high-speed drill.
Did you notice what was on the desk at the dentist's office?
There are lots of things.
Did you notice the fun thing? The world's largest tooth.
Oh, yeah. There's a tooth-shaped mirror on the wall, too. It's clear that they just said, accessorize this in teeth stuff.
Yes. The giant tooth is probably 2 feet tall. It's plastic. It's fun.
And the clitoris plant.
Yeah. Wow. Jules. How did Jules, they would have had to do her lines and then she had to stop laughing. And then she had to do her lines and the crew had to stop laughing. And then they did the lines again. Because she is fantastically nutsy Bobo here.
And between her scenes, somebody just said, please eat a sandwich. Will you just eat this sandwich? You're so thin. Eat a sandwich.
Jules.
It's good.
Yep.
Eat a sandwich.
Yes. They definitely need to eat.
Laura has a note on her body that says, no husband, no kids, no house, no future equals no point.
Did you notice?
A note that she wrote for her daughter.
Yes.
Because she's awful.
So the idea is that she does not like her daughter's lesbianism, feels it's a phase. Mostly, I think she probably worry about her daughter's psychotic behavior, but
she wouldn't recognize that because she's also
a bit psychotic. No husband. I understand that.
If you're a lesbian, you're not going to have a husband.
Not going to have a husband.
That's fine.
No kids.
That's not true.
It's a little less tenuous, right? No house.
You can't buy a house if you're a lesbian, Mark. They won't let you.
Is there some rule in New Zealand?
Yes, lesbians can't own homes.
Okay,
you didn't know that?
Then we need to send the ladies from Deadlock over there because they will set them straight.
Laura thinks you're not allowed to buy a house if you're gay.
Yes.
No future.
No future. I don't think she's quoting the Sex Pistols there.
No.
Equals no point. I have no husband. I do have kids.
You do have a house.
And a house. And I do have a future. So I guess I have a point, but there were times in my life where I didn't have any of those things and I still had a point to my life.
All this says is that this is what Laura thinks.
Yes.
Is that if you don't have those things, there's no point.
So this is a clever bit of work here because this appears to be a suicide note because it's written in Laura's hand. Everybody recognizes that. Hey, do you want this? Mike offers it to the dentist. Why would you want that?
He says something like, might your daughter want this? People often want like a keepsake or something. Like that?
No. Okay. But what it is a note that she wrote to her daughter, and her leaving it on her body is a clever bit of misdirection. I thought that was really good writing.
I don't think the note works as a suicide note at all. Because she does have a husband. She does have a child. She does have a house. It doesn't refer to Laura's life at all.
That's what the dentist says. Like he goes, we have a child.
Yeah.
And one never was enough, but Like, yeah.
It doesn't work as a suicide now.
No. But then it's in her hand. So that's why.
No, it's in her shirt.
No, but it's written in her.
Close. Yeah, it's in her handwriting.
It's in her handwriting.
Okay, so let's back up.
Okay.
So the big plot here, in addition to the murder, is that Jules Fahey wakes up from anesthetic after having her wisdom teeth pulled.
Now,
thinks she's in love with the dentist and he's in love with her.
We see Jules' version of the flashback first.
She wakes up all beautiful and
like wind blowing her
the
hair.
light is like sprinkles, flickering on her eyes.
Also a recipient of dental surgery was like, that's not what you look like. You got stuff in your mouth.
I said, no gauze, no blood, no drool. What? That's what my notes say. Before I knew that it was just her flashback.
So then later on, we see the flashback from the doctor's perspective.
She's got the bloody gauze packed in her face, and he's like, rinse.
And she's like, la, 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 la.
Yeah. But she is. Have you ever known somebody like her who is so endlessly positive that they just lie to themselves about everything to make everything seem all right? Not somebody who has erotomania like she does, but somebody who just never thinks anything's bad.
Yeah.
Who just makes excuses about everything.
Yep.
Like, oh, she'll change her mind,
Yep.
or they didn't mean to do that,
And
or it'll all work out, or everything happens for a reason.
I've seen that person, and then I've seen that person turn on me. Like when you present a piece of evidence in front of them that...
When you break that facade, they snap.
Yes.
That would be different Jules, wouldn't it? If she went like, what do you mean he doesn't love me?
Yeah, I worked with a woman, and I got a job instead of her, and she accused me of saying in the interview when I interviewed with them that she was pregnant.
What? Why would you say that?
She did not come up in the interview.
No.
I had no idea she was even applying for the same job. So.
Never mind what her baby status was.
Yes.
Wow.
And then I just became the worst person in the world.
The script here is so good with Jules, though, because just when you think like, well, she can't spin this.
Yeah.
She does. And with a smile every single time.
Like, and completely in love with the dentist.
Even though her husband is right there.
Some people say things, but they don't mean them.
Yeah, like she just, he slammed a door in my face. He was busy. He kicked me out of his house. He was tired.
The husband needs to...
Charles
needs to have put his foot down long before this. And I don't like that they kind of imply, now they show what actually happened, but they kind of imply that Charles is abusive to her. And that's not the case.
No.
I think Charles actually loves her.
I think that's why he's putting up with it, because he thinks it's temporary and that she's mentally ill. Now, why he's not getting her more help, I realize they can't afford it, and that's why. But there's got to be some kind of support system.
When Dennis shows up, because of course Dennis shows up, he should have a box of Cocoa Puffs. Because he's well aware that Jules is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. But she's just on the edge of being criminal.
And this episode...
Because of Eva.
Yeah.
Right? So she does things and you're like, oh, that is crossing the line. She's in their house cooking. Yeah. But then you find out that Eva has sent her a picture of the house key and where it's hidden. So though she's crazy, it makes sense that she would think that he was inviting her.
She's being manipulated.
She's mentally ill and
by a
Eva
teenager.
Is manipulating her.
Yeah.
Telling her to come to the house where Laura dies, showing her where the key is. Like really taking advantage of somebody who's not well.
Yeah.
Really taking advantage. But I feel bad for Charles. He's doing his best. He's trying to be as understanding as he can be. But not only is she nuts and in love with another man, but she's ruining his career. Like it seems like she's trying to sabotage his entire life. And all he's trying to do is stick by her, thinking that she's going to get through this.
He already, and clearly this is what happened. Charles wanted to go into real estate. And Jules is like, well, what am I going to do? And the answer, of course, is you're going to hire Todd and have a garden business.
Right. The Garden of Jules.
The Garden of Jules.
Who spells? Jules is short for what?
Julius or Julie sometimes.
But it's not Jool.
No. But
that's like drool.
But Jules Holland goes by Jool, but he's a he.
So I guess you can spell it that way if you want to. I mean, you can if you want to, of course, obviously.
Todd and her husband are more in the garden than she is.
Well, yeah, because she's just stalking people. She's too busy being crazy.
And okay, so this episode plays on, this is Tim Baum. And okay, so we go to New Zealand. Okay, first of all, everything's better. We go to New Zealand.
when it's safe to travel again.
We go to New Zealand and we meet with Tim Baum because they've asked us to come to the show. I have quite.
Is this after you get your stripper money?
Yes.
Okay.
This is after we get the stripper money.
Okay.
Mr. Baum, you have played with our emotions. And the way you have played with our emotions is because of the Trudy card.
Trudy?
Yes.
Yes.
The Trudy card was played when Trudy first appeared and killed a man.
And strung him up like a scarecrow. Don't forget that
part. And then
part.
went to prison.
Yes.
This is a reoccurring character.
Yep.
She is Ray's sister.
Yep.
And now
we get to see her softer side.
Well, no, in these episodes, we think, well, it can't be Jules because Jules is a reoccurring. No. At this point, Dennis Buchanan could go crazy and start killing people.
Oh, you mean he played with our emotions because Trudy was a reoccurring character and then wound up being the killer?
Yes.
And
so
that's breaking the rules.
We can't depend on reoccurring characters.
No, Jules could be the murderer.
Jules could be the murderer.
Absolutely.
Now, okay.
I thought you were saying that this is one of those times when we see Trudy like actually be a good person and like
no,
look
Trudy's
out
a
for
great
Harper.
person from now on. Like from really,
but on The Secret.
On The Secret. From this episode on, she's fantastic.
If you said that to her face, she'd deny it.
Yes.
I am not.
I agree. Okay. But we don't know who could be an actual murderer. And this episode is full of old people. Full of reoccurring characters, including
Rev Green, Dr. Plummer, Jules, Charles.
And a secret mention. Did you hear
Todd,
Did you
Frodo?
hear the secret mention?
I don't know.
Okay. It's on the telephone. She's booking a dental appointment. Do you remember this?
No.
Oh,
I remember being on the phone, but who was it?
You must have what? It's Mrs. Marlowe booking an appointment.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Mrs. Marlowe.
She comes from far away to get her dental work done.
I guess. So Mrs. Marlowe is alive.
That's good.
She's getting dental appointments. Okay.
She didn't OD on the names.
She didn't OD on it.
Which is what they call whippets. Nangs.
I'm like, did they say to Chalmers, you need to be more street? So he's like, okay, well.
Nangs, whippets, hippie crack.
Whippets, hippie crack.
I like hippie crack.
MC Mike Shepard. Like.
Yo. He's down with the streets. Hippie crack. I like when he and Kristen are talking about, well, what if, because we find out that Laura had nitrous oxide in her system, right? Yeah. And they're trying to figure out where it would have come from if it didn't come from the dentist, because the dentist denies having any, right?
Which is totally, so they describe what whippets are and how you would use them and how impossible it would be.
Yeah, like, because it only lasts like a minute. So they would have to keep giving her one over and over again.
Which is clearly a conversation that Tim Baum had with somebody about making whippets the possible.
It couldn't be
whippets because of this.
Because if I was writing this, I would immediately think, well, nitrous oxide is going to lead right back to the dentist. But what if it's not in a tank? What if it's whippets? And then he thought about it and thought, that's impractical because... You'd have to be like, and another one, another one.
What if it's whippets?
More hippie crack. More nangs.
And I actually really like that about this show. I kind of wish that Midsummer did more of this, where they had reoccurring characters who possibly could be the murderer. Because, like, I know Frodo and Todd are never going to commit a murder.
Not on purpose.
No. And I know...
Though Frodo constantly thinks he did.
I know Kristen is never going to, and Chalmers
is never going to go
Mike
bad.
is never... But I could see definitely Dennis Buchanan going up the river.
Or Dr. Plummer.
Dr. Plummer.
I don't think the Rev would ever kill anybody.
That bike drives them nuts.
The mayor.
So...
The hit and run on the tandem bike.
Strangely enough, there's a tandem bike sequence and a unicycle sequence, which has nothing to do with the plot. And I am obsessed with the unicycle sequence because I know what's coming. Why I'm obsessed with the unicycle sequence and I know what's coming is because Frodo has the unicycle in the front of his cart, right? How does he move the cart with the unicycle?
He puts it inside.
No. Okay.
It's just leaning against
it. At the
it.
end of the day, when he needs to move his cart to his house.
And I don't think he does. I think it's parked there. But does he ride home on the unicycle?
I guess.
Or does he just hop on it when he doesn't have any customers and ride around in a circle?
But there is a blackboard there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know that blackboard has secret messages in the future.
In the future, but not now.
Not now.
This time it just has like a muffin special on it.
It's just the same muffin special.
Yeah.
But now I am glued to that blackboard, right?
That's what they want you to be.
I want to see the first time the message appears.
Because we know later there are funny messages on that blackboard.
Absolutely.
One of them says, Mark, look over here.
The fact that
Made you look, Mark.
The fact that we know people in the show would not surprise.
We don't know them. They will respond to an email. They're kind enough.
Messaged us.
They're kind enough to do that, mostly to correct us.
Yes. Never mind the fact that though Trudy is nice now, she could kill again.
Oh, she could. Absolutely.
Easily.
I didn't tell you anything.
No.
I'm no narc. I love when...
She needs to go on deadlock.
When Todd is talking to Kristen about, I think it's Kristen, about the nitrous and says that the doctor does have it.
Yes.
The dentist does have it.
But he needs a password.
But you got to know the password. And the password is, I'm really freaking out right now. I'm going to try that next time I go to the dentist.
Kristen does so good at the what? Now, Todd works at Jules's garden. Todd gets his coffee at Frodo's hut. Todd needs to go to the cemetery
and mow the grass.
Like Frodo's dad works there.
You don't know that it's the same cemetery.
Okay.
It may not be the church cemetery.
It might not.
That tree is almost as big as the door on that house, though. The tree that Eva is sitting by.
If the door wasn't metal, it would be
made from that tree.
From that tree.
Maybe it's one of those natural cemeteries where they let wildflowers grow and stuff, so they don't over manicure.
Chalmers sits down in the grass. I'm like, dude, you're gonna lose yourself, and check yourself for ticks afterwards.
Eva kills her mother.
Yes,
and then spends the whole episode throwing every other woman in Brokenwood under the bus,
except for the woman she loves. So she has a crush
on Harper. But she sends fake texts.
Yep.
To Jules to frame her.
Yep.
She tells the police that Nancy Jacks, the patient, is hitting on her dad, moving in on him.
To be honest, that's the most unbelievably thing about the episode. Because the idea is that she uses her dad's phone. He never messages. Because
he does. She doesn't use his phone. She uses her own phone to somehow send messages from his phone.
No, she uses his phone because she says...
He's sitting right next to her when she's doing it.
And she does it right next to her.
That's why I don't think it's his phone.
Because no, it's his phone because she says something like, well, I was ordering pizza or something.
Oh, using his phone.
That's the thing that's unbelievable because no child in the universe has ever ordered pizza.
Even if you hand them the phone with the credit card information already in there?
I arrived in Indiana, my first family in Indiana. Literally, one of the first things out of their mouth was, now someone can order the pizza.
No, see, you're misunderstanding it. She was ordering it online via the phone, not calling. Nobody calls and orders pizza.
No, I know that. I know.
She wasn't doing that.
But that's when she sent the message.
And none of our children would call and order pizza either.
No. Speak to a person? No.
No.
Okay,
the other thing we find out from Frodo and Todd is that every Friday, Jules comes to the coffee cart and has coffee with her imaginary friend.
Yes.
I realize that Charles is hoping that this infatuation with Sonny is a passing thing, but she goes every Friday and has coffee in public and talks to an imaginary friend, and he doesn't think that that's serious enough to get her help.
Well, he wants to get her help, but he can't afford it anymore.
Okay, you can have somebody committed.
I also think that Dr. Plummer would be like, okay, Jules really needs help, so I'm going to help her.
Yeah. Half price. Pay me back later.
Pay me back later.
She's a danger.
Yeah.
She's having coffee with an imaginary friend.
Chalmers at one point is like, should we let her wander?
Yeah. Well, so does Kristen. They both think that she shouldn't be on the loose.
Yeah.
Who do you think she thinks she's having coffee with?
Well, there's lots of possibilities, including her first husband who died in the boat, remember, while she was bonking
somebody else.
The lawyer. Dennis Buchanan.
So it could be the ghost of her first husband.
Could be the ghost of her.
She wouldn't think that he would drink coffee.
No.
Ghosts don't drink coffee.
No. I think maybe she's practicing being with the dentist.
But she says she needs privacy. They're going to sit over there.
Yeah.
And then acts weirded out when Kristen sits down in the chair like, you're going to sit on it. No. Okay.
What I love is that Frodo completely plays along.
Were you ever around a kid who had an imaginary friend that they like legitimately believed in?
Not really legitimately believed in.
I babysat a kid who had an imaginary friend. He was an only child and he had an imaginary friend who I had to totally acknowledge.
Yeah.
And make like 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because how dare I only make one?
Oh,
like,
that
come
kid
on.
was playing you, man.
No, because he didn't eat the second one. I would end up eating it because then he would go off and play and he would leave it. But I had to consider the other kid all the time. I had to ask them both what they wanted and hold the door for both of them and push both of them on a swing. That was weird.
Did any of you have an imaginary friend out there?
Tell us.
Yeah.
I didn't. I did imagine my sister didn't exist.
Whoa. Okay, we've gone over this.
That's the opposite.
I
like her now.
I also spent many hours fantasizing about how I was not related to any of the people in my life and that some couple from New York City would suddenly show up and say, "You're our child. And let's go back to Manhattan."
It was a mix-up at the hospital. That poor kid they're bringing back to the farm to trade in for you. I feel bad for him.
Could go back to the farm.
Would you like to hear another stanza of the poem?
Yes, please.
Back to the concrete Matryoshka.
Yes.
Remember, this is Svelana Plotze.
Yes.
The breadline is a black snake in the snow, moving with the glacial grace of the dying empire. I wear my fur hat like a crown of thorns, muffled against the gossip of the sparrows. Are they informers? Their eyes are too bright.
There is an esoteric bit here that I harp on far too much in these episodes. So they did it right here. So I want to harp on them doing it right. Mm-hmm. When Eva plays
at the funeral.
Wow, we've had some bad funerals in this show.
There's never been a normal wedding or funeral in Brokenwood.
Eva can sing.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics Eva sings are good because they're written by the woman who does all the music for the show.
Mm-hmm.
They are about the blood moon, which then again reinforces your idea.
The moon made her do it.
They're all werewolves. The moon made them do it. Okay. Not only is that guitar making that noise,
but she's actually playing it.
She's actually playing, and she bar chords correctly.
What does that mean?
So there are regular chords at the bottom of the neck, which most people who play guitar call cowboy chords, right? They're usually all 6 strings. They're easy fingerings, right?
They're like beginner chords.
They're beginner chords.
Okay.
But the rest of the neck has other notes on it that you want to play, but sometimes you can't play all the notes the way you want to play. So you have to use your index finger as a bar.
To lay across all the strings?
All the strings. It moves the bar. It moves the nut up. These are hard to do.
Okay.
It takes a long time to
So she's clearly an experienced guitar player.
She's an experienced guitar player.
But she sings...
It's a Fender Telecaster and probably just a little amp.
But she sings about the moon turning iodine red.
Yeah, iodine's brown.
Uh-huh. I think she's obsessed with blood.
But what I love, and this is totally them goofing on us, when Jules goes to the house and recounts going to the house, there's a moment where she stands outside the house looking the height of crazy.
Yeah.
And behind her is the red moon.
Yeah.
They're totally playing.
Because that's after she's been shoved in the pool. And so
Yeah.
she looks like a drowned rat with her mascara running all over the place.
And then she goes in and touches his clothes.
So creepy.
So creepy. Okay, we're going to have you touch his clothes here.
Soon.
Okay.
Soon he'll realize he loves me.
Yep.
Until then, I'll just huff his sweater. Never mind that she climbs in his window. She climbs into Eva's bedroom.
Yeah. So then, now, they never say this, but because she climbs in Eva's bedroom, because she can't use the key, it gives us information that makes us know that Eva is the killer.
Because she's supposed to be there.
She's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So we know that Eva's not there then.
So she must be the killer.
That's never mentioned, but it's good work.
But when Mike confronts Sonny about Eva being the killer, Sonny tries to say, well, maybe Jules didn't know that Eva was home. But he's like, yeah, but if Eva was home, don't you think she would have said something about Jules being in the house?
Yeah.
Of course she would have.
She would have. There's a weird plot with a birthday, which is strange because it's Harper's birthday.
And yet her friends go off to Riverstone to keep partying and she doesn't go.
And she doesn't go, and she doesn't want the doctor there. It's.
I just kind of feel bad for her.
Yeah.
It must suck that your boss's wife hates you that much and is like willing to confront you in public and just condemn you as a human being all the time.
And the biggest But Trudy moment, by But Trudy moment, I mean, Trudy killed somebody, so anybody else could kill somebody.
Yeah.
The wife of the man killed in the hotel who had the kids, who got shot in the crotch.
Nancy Jacks.
Nancy Jack shows up and giving him lasagna. Like, But Trudy.
But Eva's so clever.
Yeah.
Because she's like, but that's so insensitive, Dad. She baked something in the oven and Mom died with her head in the oven. She just...
That you put her in.
Yeah. And she knows the whole time she did it.
Yeah. Eva is horrible.
And that's on the spot evil thinking. That's impromptu evil thinking.
It is indeed.
It's her bangs.
But
They're making her crazy.
I have a problem with her children.
With Nancy's children?
Yes. Because one child is good child. He puts their bike up against the pole outside in the backyard.
And the other one just tosses it in the ground.
Tosses it on the ground.
I think that's accurate. I think 50% of all kids just drop their bike wherever outside the house.
I was never allowed to do that.
That's what kickstands are for.
That's
And there's a place for your bike, and it's not in the middle of the yard.
Yes.
No, where I grew up, somebody would steal it if you left it in the yard.
We
Not
had
you.
separate
Cow's
bedrooms.
not going to take your bike.
We had separate bedrooms because of insomnia. No, she was just really annoying.
Would you want to share a bed with her?
No.
She was horrible.
Oh my gosh.
So Eva's being questioned for the murder. She's 17, and she's so evil and so broken that she's thought this through.
Yeah. She's
I'm not 18, so I won't get a long sentence. And when I get out, Harper and I can finally be together. She's almost as bad as Jules.
Poor.
Like, how many times does Harper say no?
At that point in time, when she says, then I can be with Harper, you get the whole point in the episode, which is she is Jules.
Yeah.
Her and Jules are the same person.
Yeah.
Which is why the But Trudy rule works, because Jules could have killed her.
What would it be like if Eva and Jules were put in the same cell? How many imaginary people would there be in there with them?
Now, okay, Jules is Looney Toony. Jules needs lots of help. Jules scares everybody at the end, right?
But Mike's right about her. He says she's honest to a fault.
Yeah.
She doesn't lie. If she killed somebody, she'd say so and smile like, but he wanted me to.
Yeah.
She's that kind of crazy. Eva's a different kind of crazy.
Yeah.
She's conniving. If her mom is like that to her when she was 17, imagine what Laura would have been like when she was 5.
Oh.
It's really no surprise.
No one deserves to die, but Lauren should have got... Oh.
Sonny should have done something a long time ago.
Yeah.
To get her away from Eva.
I have a note. Yet another worst funeral ever.
She does some good dead body acting when she rolls out of the casket.
She does some amazing dead body acting when she rolls out of the casket. I'm like, that's the second time we've had rolling caskets at this church.
They have to do with the Wadsworths.
Okay, The priest needs to say, no more funerals.
Or is that screwed down?
Yeah.
That lid needs to be screwed down because it's a 50-50 chance that thing's going to come off that stand. I wanted remember the two undertakers who were trying to be hip and cool?
Yes.
I wanted them to come up and like try to put her back in while playing the saxophone or something.
You just can't be a lesbian. What? And that makes everyone in the audience hate her too.
Yeah.
Right. So Kristen figures this out. Kristen is the one that figures it out because she gets all the information.
Right.
And she does the little thing with the magnets.
Checkmate.
That's good.
The visualization
Good
on the board.
whiteboard management.
Yeah.
Because we have all the information that she has.
Yeah.
Right. And they confront Eva. And
Eva's like, yep, I did it.
Yep.
But I'm only 17, so I'll get away with it.
yeah.
But then there's the dentist scene where they're like, oh, well, first of all, they hypnotize Jules to get her to talk, which is totally unethical. Even though they say it's off the books, it's off the books.
Yeah, Mike should be like, this is not ethical.
It's his idea.
Frodo would say that was unethical.
It's his idea.
Yeah. Frodo's dad would say that's unethical.
But then what's really unethical is to anesthetize someone unnecessarily.
Again.
Well, no, they hypnotized her before.
No, but like.
But that was for a reason. She was having her wisdom teeth out.
Yeah.
Now they're just anesthetizing her for no reason. The new dentist who's come into town must be like, you want me to what?
Yeah.
People die under anesthetic.
No.
I'm not doing that.
No.
But stupid Charles takes a phone call. So she sees Dennis and he's like, oh no. That's the end of the episode. Would you like to hear the end of the poem?
Yes, please.
I think I'm a Svelana Plotze fan now. And I think
This is quite the poem.
from my judgment, the last two stanzas are the best. So here we go. I'll wrap it up for you. The moon is a Sputnik, a cold mechanical eye, beeping its indifference to my unwashed borscht bowl.
Beep.
I lay my head in the oven, but the gas is out. A 5-year plan for silence, and I'm ahead of schedule.
Beep. Beep.
That's enough of that. My poems are hidden in loaves of black bread. The censor is sniffing the laundry for spite. I'd tell you the secrets that live in my head, but the radiator is recording tonight.
Oh, it's brilliant. That's brilliant. That is Cold War paranoia to its height.
I'll tell you a secret.
What?
I wrote that.
Yo, what? You did not.
There is no Svelana Plotze.
No, we were kidding.
They knew that.
Sarah?
Best corpse is Laura. She's the only corpse after the credits. What happens?
Okay. First of all, the dentist, rightly so, gets the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah. His daughter's locked up and he's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's gone.
I love, when Mike says, do you want to go in and talk to her? And he says that may be the most difficult question anybody's ever asked me.
Yeah.
That is such a good line.
That's a good line, and he delivers it really well.
Even with a thing on his face?
Yes.
Okay. So Eva's going to go away.
Yep.
Sonny has moved out of town.
Yep.
A new dentist has moved in. Is Charles still trying to sell real estate?
I think so. Harper gets a job at the new place, right? I think she gets a job at the new place.
Who knows about Lisa? Lisa may come back from being away and very confused. She's missed so much.
She's going to come back and be like, what the what? You can't do that.
It's not even the same dentist
What
anymore.
the what?
I told Gina she could borrow our drill tonight.
Where's the giant tooth?
What about Jules?
Well, we don't see Jules again.
But we do see Dennis again.
We do see Dennis again. We may see Jules in 12.
So
but
he
she's
shook
not in
her
11.
off.
She's not in 11.
Okay.
But we may see her in 12.
Maybe she died under anesthetic when they put her under again.
Again.
And duct taped Charles to a chair, put visors on her so he's the only thing she can see, like a baby duck. Mama.
Jules, mama. Okay. So next week, 6th of April. So first of all, we have the newsletter with our poem in it and whatever else I put in it coming out Wednesday, April 1st. I got to tell you folks, it's the 1st of April. It's April Fool's Day. There may be a little giggly at the first.
What are you giving it away for? I was going to write another Svelana Plotze poem. The radiator is listening.
The second thing is, and I'm going to put this in the newsletter, is we're asking for people to send us particular moments in the show, our show, the podcast, that they really like and are really funny.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to do is create reels that have these in them.
Yeah.
Right?
Best of.
So, and there are 300 episodes. I don't want to search through them all
No.
to find funny.
What joke stuck with you?
Yes.
That's all.
Yep. Then on the 6th of April, we will drop the next episode of Brokenwood.
Season 10, episode 5.
Which, Sarah, what is our favorite holiday?
Halloween.
The House of Screams, the Halloween episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay.
Where we will critique their Halloween decorations. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it has begun.
Already.
But we have purchased mechanical things already for Halloween 2026.
We have.
That week, we will also probably have a mini. Now, the idea is to have a mini and a real episode in every week for the next basically 6 weeks. Will that happen?
Yes. Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
We will do our best, but it is the busy season.
Every season is the busy season.
Every season is the busy season.
We've gone on long enough.
I can't believe that this run of Brokenwood ends after your birthday.
I know. Lots of fun in the near future, folks.
Yes.
Mini episodes are so much fun.
Yes.
They're so much fun.
Those are so much fun. So we will be with you all through April for all sorts of fun stuff. Thank you, Maniacs.
Until then, bye, Maniacs.
Bye, Maniacs. Thanks for joining us on the Mystery Maniacs podcast. If you enjoyed our crazy podcast today, don't miss out on future episodes. Follow us on social media for updates, behind-the-scenes content, and exclusive sneak peeks. Subscribe, like, and share to spread the word. Bye, Maniacs.
Hence, Svelana Plotze.
Yes, we will talk about her.
I mean, she had quite the life. We don't know a lot about her because,
Yeah.
communism.
Yeah.